Hey, good morning, everyone. I don't know if anybody's watching, but it's not really that important. Um, Today it has been a while since I did any kind of live event. Certainly been a while since I put anything on YouTube, so here we are. What I want to do today is I have my hard copy of the Tableau Cookbook for Experienced Professionals. This is from Packt Publishing, written by Pablo Sainz de Tejada and Daria Kirilenko. Excellent job by both of them. Love that Pack sends me free books. They're only free if I agree to do reviews of them. Um, and so I want to give this thing an honest assessment and really demo some stuff here. Um, yeah, I'm not a shill for Pact. They don't pay me anything other than, paying me in free books. However, if you go back through my reviews, especially on Amazon, you'll see I don't always give them the most glowing reviews. I've had a couple of pack books where I was like, This one I think is good. You can see I've gone through and I've marked up the chapters. I have not read the whole thing. I have read portions of it that seem particularly interesting to me. There are certain topics in this book that um, aren't super interesting to me. Cloud data management. I'm interested in cloud at my employer, Alteryx. Is that a big concern for me with Tableau? No, not really. So I use Tableau for kind of individual projects, things of that nature. Um, I do, however, really like is before we actually get into this, I'm gonna demo some of this. I do really like the cookbook setup, and I say that because this thing you can see that this has been through the ringer. This here is the Alteryx Designer Cookbook. If you're a follower of mine, you know that definitely I've hit this thing up many times. If you've taken Alteryx classes with me, you know that I reference this often. So I don't know how many of these cookbooks that Pact has made. I didn't really do any research on that, but I do love the formula and the kind of way of writing and expressing ideas with that. Let me give you a quick backstory and then we'll just kind of launch into it. The cookbook it's a set of recipes, get it? But this is not your like how to use the software book. They have those, the Mastering Tableau, great series. They have kind of, I don't know if they have basic Alteryx instruction. Who knows? But they have, I do love, the like the basic books, those are great. The kind of blocking and tackling how to do stuff. Um, and then the like certification books. I love those because I love the kind of 30-day challenge, burn hot, learn everything you can, kind of horse blinders, do nothing else. That's kind of my favorite way to learn. But the cookbook is great because it's like, okay, you've learned from Marlene Meyer how to use Tableau at a basic blocking and tackling, click the buttons level. Going beyond that, how do we do the cool things? What what is the special sauce? And so these are really useful because these books they go into hey, I've seen this expert online do this particular move. How do I do that move? So it's assuming you've kind of got the basics down. Now, full disclosure, it has been a long time since I did much tableauing. It doesn't come up that often in my day-to-day job. I am an Alteryx specialist employed by Alteryx. This video has nothing to do with them. It's just as soon as this is done, I got to turn to my day job. So I've got my uniform on, if you will. But hey, the salt stack is amazing. Going from Snowflake to Alteryx to Tableau, can't beat it. Um, anyway, and someday I want to do some Snowflake content as well. So Snowflake, if you want to give me a license, I will shill your stuff for you. I'm already a fan of your software, but I don't actually have a license. But anyway, call me Snowflake. We'll talk. Um, but yeah, here we are, and let's get the kind of setup done. Now, I am woefully unprepared for this. I absolutely have not. I've not rehearsed this as I do for most of my kind of live demo videos. I'm being crazy unprofessional today. We're gonna learn together. I did kind of set this up. I did download some of these files before, but never really actually got into working on the thing. So let's see what we're talking about here. Let me share the screen with my, that's too small. There we go. So sharing the screen here, this is the GitHub page, and I will in the comments um, once I'm done with the Susan Walsh throwing me off my game, Susan. Once I'm done with the demo and the live, I'll jump off, and in the comments I'll throw the link here to the GitHub because it is kind of a pain. I don't. They do send me electronic copies of these books. I don't generally use them. I just wait for the hard copy to come because it's like that better. And now I have a bookshelves full of packed books. Not that I'm complaining. Um, but anyway, so I'll post this link. It is github.com/packpublishing slash the whole book title tree main. So anyway, I just went in here, chapter one, downloaded all of these CSVs. We will not actually use all of these. I'm going to go through the first recipe here. This video is also going to pull double duty because I'm currently teaching the first iteration of a boot camp. I'm trying to get my students, what's up students? I'm trying to get my students to get over their fear of being on video and demoing their work. What could be better than their instructor looking like an idiot, like having no prep time, and just going in and winging it, okay? So there ain't nothing to it but to do it. So let's go. Now I did have to download Tableau Public Desktop again. Not, guess I never had it on this machine. I got a new machine like 6 months ago or something like that. But anyway, so new install. So we will go now. All of those are CSVs, text files. So let's go access our data. The first recipe, the first and only recipe we're going to do on this video real quick, and then I may do another one before my next class tomorrow. I may do like a visualization or a simple dashboard. And yeah, Susan also, see, we're old school. Susan and I, we won't say, a lady doesn't say how old she is, but yeah, we're old enough that we still prefer physical books. But yeah, I should before my next class, which is tomorrow night, Tuesday night, I will post some sort of actual data project. This here is just kind of connecting the data and sort of linking the things together. And so at some point in the next 48 hours or so, I'm going to post a video of me going through and probably building a dashboard. That will probably take a little bit longer. So, okay. Steph says, we are building, this is chapter one, building advanced and efficient Tableau data models. Yes. And then the first recipe is called building a basic data model. Okay. Getting ready, download things. Okay. So we're going to need the visits and the patients CSVs. So let's go connect to a text file. Probably should set this up too on professional. All right. It's in the Alteryx folder, ironically enough. And we go to the Tableau. See, I downloaded chapter one. And what we need to do is, says connect to, we're doing visits first. Okay, so chapter one, visits. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it takes a second for the public desktop one. Tableau Hyper Database Engine is downloading from my cloud server. Neato. Okay, so we go here, and this is the, I forget, it's been so long since my desktop cert. I totally forget. Come on, stop it. Dismiss all. Yes, thank you. All right, reminders of stuff I was supposed to do on Friday. So anyway, it's going to bring you to whatever this page here is called. No, I don't want to buy Tableau. I mean, I do, but I'm not going to spend the money. Okay, so data source page. There we go. Says it right here in the book. See, there's reason to buy the book. It'll tell you what things are. So yeah, the left pane here, this shows your connections to different data files. They have layers in Tableau. A lot of different platforms do this. I remember when I was struggling to learn the Salesforce Marketing Cloud, it was all about, you know, this layer and that layer. Um, I'm never, it makes sense to me in Ultrix. It's never made that much sense to me in Tableau. I kind of memorize the thing and I'm like, okay, yeah, the physical layer, that's whatever. But anyway, so we've got visits.csv and then we've got our little data preview here. All good. Okay. Um, so we did that. The canvas shows the logical layer. There it is, logical layer of the data model right here. That's our canvas. It's actually set up just like Ultrix. See that? So you got like your configuration pane over here. You got your results pane down here where you see your data table. And here's your canvas. I think I never noticed that until just now. You know, oh, maybe sometimes the lady does tell you how old she is. I'm older than that. So got you beat, Susan. Um, There we go. Okay, so data grid shows the first rows of the table. Yes, so we've got like our, like in code, this would be like the head right here. I'm not sure how many. I suppose you can scroll through quite a few rows. I don't know how many we have exactly. But you see the first 100 rows, also very similar to Alteryx. It gives you a 100-row preview of your data table. So there's the data grid, first 100 rows, or you could do more rows, I guess. I probably shouldn't just click buttons that I don't mean to show you. Metadata grid, list of the fields. Okay, so right here, I'm not a fan. I hate these. Okay. Just screen management always seems to be a thing. And I suppose there's nothing to be done for it. I mean, this is a fairly large monitor I have here, but if you want to actually see all of your headers, there's only 5 fields, so I suppose I could yeah, there we go. Zoom a little bit. I probably just had my screen zoomed into like old man visibility. Okay, so there's the metadata grid. That's awesome. So the data source page. Now that we better understand the data source page, says Book, let's create our first model combining the 2 tables mentioned before. Okay, so now we're going to do kind of easy. I definitely should have queued this up. Okay, I am going to, nope, nope, nope. There we go. Let's go Alteryx, Tableau, chapter 1. Okay, and what's the other table we got to pull in? We're just going to drag it in. Patience. Okay. And as Guns N' Roses would say, all we need is just a little patience. There we go. And we got it. Okay, so now we've got the connection to the patience table in our connections page, and can we drag it? Oh, we got to drag it from here. There we go. Okay. So we're going to connect them together. All right. So now the 2 tables have a relationship. What is the relationship? Well, if there's an obvious relationship there, much like the join tool in Alteryx, I'm just going to keep shilling for my employer. Much like the join tool in Alteryx, you're just going to, if there's an obvious relationship there, it's going to get built in. Okay. So here we've got patient ID in visits, appears to be much the same as patient ID in patients. As long as they're the same data type, which they are. So you can see patient ID over here. Oh, stop being silly. So let's go over to visits. Patient ID is ABC. It's a string. Cool. We go over to patients. Patient ID, also a string. It's kind of a natural fit. Okay. And that's why it's the first one. Okay, so there we go. Data model. We have a relationship. Patient ID equals patient ID. Indeed, it does. There are a few more things we can adjust in our data model. At the top of the canvas, we should see a database icon. Now, full disclosure, and this is kind of just user friendly talk. If you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see on there I did a 30-day challenge to do the Tableau desktop cert, which is not a high bar to clear. So, kind of side note, brief rant. I have very little patience for entry-level data analysts that have no certifications, and they're like, "Oh, do I need to do that?" Well, yeah, you need to figure out some platforms. Um, so the entry-level certifications for almost any software platform are super easy to get. Okay, the Tableau desktop certification, painfully easy to get. It's like a 30 question multiple choice. Now you do have to pay for it. I get it. Alteryx tests are free. Just putting it out there. But yeah, every software platform has some kind of certification that is basically like, hey, can you turn the thing on and tell me what all of the things are? Okay, congrats. Here's your shiny thing. So yeah, entry level analysts that are like, I don't know what to do. Start start figuring out some software. Start doing just play with some data, right? Do it on camera. Do it, take some screenshots, make a little presentation out of it. Okay. I'm going to do another video soon about a painfully easy way to make a data portfolio, but we'll let that be for that day. Okay. So we've got a relationship between two basic tables, two CSVs based on that common key, which is patient ID. A few more things we can adjust in our data model. At the top of the canvas, you should see a database icon. Yes, I got distracted. Shiny things flew past my face. What I was going to say is this is the Tableau Desktop Public Edition. When I did the 30-day challenge to get the desktop certificate, I downloaded the free, I think they give you 14 days with Tableau. So the free Tableau desktop, like full install desktop, like got to pay for it after 14 days thing. You can also do Tableau online, I think, which is like a monthly subscription fee. I think the monthly subscription fee, if you're using it for business, is fairly manageable. If you're just using it for like personal data project use, I want to say it's like $100 a month or something like that. But anyway, okay. But you can find out all of that if you click Buy Tableau and go buy the darn thing. All right, where's our database icon with the default name that Tableau assigns to our data source? I think I did this briefly the other day, kind of like top of the canvas. Yeah, okay, database icon right there. There we go. Get my big stupid cursor out of the way. Cool. I'm just straight up reading here. In our case, it is chapter 1 visits plus, indeed. Ours says CSV, but whatever. And chapter 1 patients.csv to patients. Yes, your data model should look like figure 1.8, and indeed it does. It looks exactly like it. Here it shows just visits and patients. On our screen, I'm pointing to the screen as if you can, but anyway, on our screen right here, you can see it's got the full file names. Is that a public, desktop version edition? I don't know. But it does look slightly different from what's on the page. So my point was sometimes I'm using the public edition because I can keep that free forever. And that's great for demoing for, cash-strapped junior analysts and hopefuls and whatnot that, maybe aren't going to shell out a bunch of money for expensive software. You can do all this for free. Can't get the book for free. It does cost some money because it's a book, and Packt is not a charity organization. Okay. Right click in each of the rectangles representing the tables in the canvas and click on rename. Oh, it's already, look at that. That's why the diagram looks different, because you got to rename it. Helps to read the instructions. Okay, so let's right click, rename, and this is going to become visits. Make it so. Rename this. I'm a good speller, I'm just a terrible typist. There we go. All right, you've just created a data model with a relationship between two tables. I was afraid that was it for a second. There are several more things you can do from the data source page, including the following. Add a data source filter from the top right Add Filters button. Okay, I see filters, add. I suppose that's sort of an Add Filters button. There we go. Okay, adding a data source filter means this data will be available in the workbook. That's what a filter does. Think about data source filters as a where clause. Cool. Okay, that is actually it. Yeah, so it goes on to kind of explain the. Oh, is there more? No. Visits, patients. Oh, we're adding doctors. Okay, so it talks about filters, but doesn't actually have you put in a filter. All right, so let's bring doctors in and let's connect that as well. Does that link up by patient ID? No, it doesn't. That links up by doctor ID. Okay, So visits has multiple keys here. It has visit ID, patient ID, doctor ID, lots of different kind of common keys there. And then visits and patients, I suppose we can, let's make it look like tree, Danielson. If you get that movie reference, congrats. Okay, make it look like tree, visits, doctors, patients, all nice and clean. That relationship looks like the picture here. Okay, let's access the physical layer of the doctor's table to add the hospitals and specialty files as traditional joins. Double click the doctor's table in the canvas. Okay. Double click the doctor's table and right click to select open to access the physical layer of the doctor's logical table. Physical layer of the logical table. Neato. So we see the physical layer again. I just memorized these terms. I don't really understand what it means by physical layer. So I'm sure some smart aleck on YouTube or LinkedIn is going to correct me in the comments. Um, yeah. So, and one of you Tableau smart folks, explain to me like a 5-year-old what physical and logical layer is. I don't get it. Okay, drag the hospitals.csv file and oh, now you gotta. No, I don't want a union. I want to join. Drag the hospitals.csv file from the left pane and drop it next to the doctors. Oops, it's interesting. What I do wrong? Relationship visits to doctors. Fi on you alert. Okay, weird. Why is there a weird relationship here? Oh, did I not want to bring in hospitals? This is live here. I don't know if I needed to start over. Oh, okay. This is a whole new recipe. See? This is why we do this live. So I was supposed to start over. Okay, awesome. We're gonna call it because this was more for me to just practice hopping on live. Um, but anyway, yeah. So the workbook or sorry, the cookbook construct. So we just did, I mean, ignore this error here that I just caused with my not being able to readness. Um, yeah. So there's no error. These aren't the droids you're looking for. I know May the 4th was yesterday, but we can extend it. Um, but yeah, so we completed the first cookbook, which was literally just make a data model. Now I know that's kind of painfully simple, and that's fine. But bottom line is, hey, this is an easy thing to follow. There are some um, there are some inconsistencies simply because I am using the public version, the free version of the software, because I can't justify a reason why Ultrix should buy me a license. But this is great because I'm showing the viewing audience who, maybe kind of lower level, maybe getting into data analytics, maybe you don't have the cash to spend on a Tableau license. I certainly don't. That's why I'm begging my employer to get me one. Um, but this is something that you're going to have to wrestle through a little bit. There are minor inconsistencies between the free public edition, and what they're using in the book, which is the paid version. Okay, they're minor. You can work through them. You saw me kind of muddle through a couple of things here, but just so you know. So bottom line is, I suppose this isn't an Amazon review, so I can say the price. I don't know the price because I didn't pay it. But yeah, this book is well worth your while. Look, I mean, I beat this thing to death, and the reason why I use this so much is because this is literally my job. Um, but I still need the book. Okay, so that should tell you that this is good stuff. This one's a little leaner and meaner. I am going to, it's like I said, some point in the next couple of days, I will go in and dashboards is chapter 6, which I know because I marked them. Advanced calculations, that'd probably be a good one to do. There's a couple other here. Geospatial. And I mean, you can make cool visuals with Tableau maps and stuff, but I don't know if I'm going to mess with that. APIs, I'm not going to mess with that. But yeah, good stuff. Performance, yeah, maybe we'll do that pull in some big data, maybe. We shall see. Okay, so bottom line is, hey, thank you, Pack, for sending me a copy of this book. I'm a fan. You know this. I love Tableau, and I love combining Tableau and Alteryx, so hopefully I'll do that a bit more. Next time around, we're going to make some visualizations. We'll make kind of a simple dashboard. Let me see what the recipes they have in the dashboard here. Let's see if we can pick a good one. Okay, Chapter 6, creating interactive dashboards. Okay, recipes, setting up filter action and navigate through dashboards. That's a good one. Creating an interactive temporal analysis. I don't even know what that is. I won't lie to you, but it sounds exotic. Creating interactive sheets to switch between different measures with parameter actions. Okay, I sort of understand that. Building part to whole and proportional brushing analysis. No idea. With set actions. Sounds fascinating though. Analyzing different levels of granularity. Love that word. With sets and set actions. Okay. All of these sound interesting. I tell you what, my homework is I'm going to read through this chapter 6 today, and then tomorrow, maybe tomorrow morning. Nah, I got Toastmasters. At some point, I may jump back on another live. We will build out a basic, very basic dashboard, and then maybe I'll show you how to toss it onto an awesome free portfolio platform that I don't feel like a lot of analysts really know about. So stay tuned for more. Highly recommend this book. And yeah, I'll link below where you can get the data to do these projects yourself and where you can get this book. Obviously, it's on Amazon, isn't everything? All right, folks. Good quick hitter live session. And with that, Semper Fidelis, and I'll talk to you later.